I'm going to be going over the top 10 shaders for MCPE 1.18. We have the Z-Effect shaders right over here. The lighting is way more brighter and saturated. We also get this really cool player shadow as well that actually does correspond with our movement, which is fantastic. And over here we have nice looking water with an amazing animation over here that looks pretty realistic. And here's how things do look like underwater. We get this really cool distortion effect and this really cool lighting pattern in the ocean floor. Here's how the sunset of the shader looks like, and what's really unique about this sunset is that it actually comes with full-on rays over here, which is absolutely beautiful. I love it to bits. But anyways guys, that's pretty much it for the number 10 spot. Let's head on to the number 9 spot. On the number 9 spot, we have the logical Misty shaders over here. This water is incredibly reflective and it also has nice and beautiful realistic animations. As you can tell, we have a reflection of the sun on the water over here, but if we actually go underwater, here's how things that do look like. They look absolutely insane. We do get a slight distortion effect, and also we get this cool lighting pattern. The lighting is definitely made to be way more brighter, however it is not incredibly saturated like the previous shader. Also, you'll notice that we do get darker and defined shadows as well. Here's how the sunset looks like, and it is absolutely beautiful. We get a reflection of the sunset on the water over here, and I think even the clouds are being reflected on the water as well, and it looks super duper amazing. But anyways boys, that's pretty much it for the number 9 spot. Let's head on to the number 8 spot. On the number 8 spot, we have the owl shader right over here. What's really cool about this shader is that they definitely add much more saturation to all the blocks over here. But here's how the water does look like in the shader over here. It is pretty much exactly like the vanilla Minecraft, but if we go underwater, here's how things do look like, and things underwater look absolutely astonishing. It is mostly made to be clear, and we get this really cool like shadows everywhere, which is just super duper amazing. Most notably, this shader actually comes with a photorealistic sky over here. It's absolutely stunning. But anyways guys, that's pretty much it for the number 8 spot. Let's head on to the number 7 spot. On the number 7 spot, we have the Libra shaders. We get way brighter lighting, and the colors are definitely made to be much more saturated, which is honestly really amazing, and it definitely does bring the Minecraft world to life. But anyways boys, here's how the water does look like, and the water is absolutely stunning. So for starters, we get this really cool realistic animation in the water as well, and there's like some sort of green tint. But if we go underwater, here's how things do look like, and things underwater are absolutely beautiful. But also we get way darker shadows, so if you plan on using this in survival mode, then you're probably going to need a lot more torches. Here's how the sunset does look like in the shader. It is absolutely astonishing, but you will also notice that there is some slight rays in the sunset over here, which is definitely pretty cool. But yeah, they're not really that noticeable, but I promise you they're there. But anyways boys, that's pretty much it for the number 7 spot. Let's head on to the number 6 spot. On the number 6 spot, we have the YSSBE shader, and it completely lags my device, but it is definitely worth it. So for starters, we have some insanely reflective water over here, which honestly looks super duper amazing. We do see all the clouds as well, and also the photorealistic sun. But apart from that, this shader also does come with brighter lighting and darker defined shadows. Also, what's really cool is that it has a really unique chunk loading animation over here. As you can tell, it is made to be incredibly smooth when you actually load in chunks, which in my opinion, I think that's very unique. But if we go underwater, here's how things do look like. They look absolutely astounding. For starters, we get this really cool distortion effect and a crazy lighting effect on the water that actually does make everything look way more realistic. But here's how the shader does look like during the nighttime. It is absolutely astounding. We get a bunch of auras and some shooting stars as well. We also have a nice bright moon as well, and this night sky is just such a vibe, and I'm so glad that they included it. But anyways guys, that's pretty much it for the number 6 spot. Let's head on to the number 5 spot. On the number 6 spot, we have the ESTN shaders right over here. What's really cool, it actually tells you some information about the shader over here, and it also provides some screenshots which look absolutely phenomenal. Here's how the shader does look like. I really love its bright and saturated colors. It definitely brings the game to life, and also we do get darker and defined shadows over here. But here's how the water does look like. It looks absolutely beautiful, and if you go underwater, here's how things do look like. What's really cool is that underwater we get this really cool lighting floor pattern on the ground over here. Here's how the sunset does look like, and this shader definitely has to have one of the most beautiful sunsets out there because of its rays over here. As you can tell, we have full-on sun rays over here, and they are absolutely beautiful and realistic. I hope you guys are able to notice. Yeah, the sunset itself, there's so many different shades of orange, yellow, purple, all that good stuff, and it's more round. But that is pretty much it for the number 5 spot. Let's head on to the number 4 spot. On the number 4 spot, we have the KSPE shaders ultra right to be here, and what I love about this shader is that the lighting is made to be way more brighter, and also we do get darker defined shadows. But what's really awesome definitely has to be the water. The water is incredibly reflective. As you can tell, we can see the clouds from the sky sky on the water as well. And the sun is also being reflected on the water as well, which is pretty cool. You'll notice that there is a lot of detailed animation on the water itself, which definitely is pretty unique, but is honestly frying my phone at the moment. But if we go underwater, here's how things do look like. We get this amazing looking distortion effect, and also we do get this really cool lighting pattern on the ocean floor over here, which I definitely love it when a shader does do that. But if we set this bad boy to sunset, we have one of the most beautiful sunsets ever. The sunset is literally being reflected on the water, and we get so many different colors on the sky. But anyways guys, that is pretty much it for the number 4 spot. Let's head on to the number 3 spot. On the number 3 spot, we have the Creeper Shaders PE right over here. Now I must warn you, whenever you are using this shader, make sure you use it as a local resource pack and not a global resource pack. Otherwise it may completely destroy your game. Not literally destroyed guys, but you do have to uninstall and reinstall Minecraft. You get way brighter lighting and darker defined shadows as well. I absolutely love the way the water looks like in this shader. It is incredibly reflective. As you can tell, we can see the clouds on the water over here, and there's a bunch of realistic and detailed animation on the water itself. But if we go underwater, here's how things do look like. It looks super duper beautiful in my opinion. So we do get this really cool lighting effect everywhere that looks so pretty. Here's how the sunset does look like. It is absolutely beautiful. Take a look at it. It feels very warm, and as you can tell, it is mostly made to be orange and all that, and there is even a slight reflection of the sunset on the water as well, and it just looks really beautiful. But anyways guys, that is pretty much it for the number 3 spot. Let's head on to the number 2 spot. On the number 2 spot, we have the reflective vanilla shader right over here. Now this doesn't really do much, and it's not really a shader that goes over the top in anything, because I had to include a shader for lower end devices. What's really cool about the shader has to be its reflective water over here. As you can tell, we can see the sun right over here, and it is super duper amazing. I love the way they look like, and it would go good with any type of world. But anyways guys, that is pretty much it for the number 2 spot. Let's head on to the number 1 and best MCPE shader for 1.18. On the number 1 spot, we have the Real Source MCPE pack over here. Now I know I included this shader in my videos a lot, and that's because I genuinely believe this is the best texture pack for MCPE and the most realistic one. Don't believe me? Take a look at this. This is undoubtedly one of the most realistic texture packs for MCPE, and even though it doesn't have like any crazy shading or anything like that, you guys can combine this with another shader in this list to get the ultimate combination. So take a look at how the diamond ore does look like. It is made to be incredibly realistic. It's literally inspired by a Java pack, and we have some torches over here. Legit, anything you can think of, they definitely made it look way more realistic in this pack over here. Look at this, boys. We have a fish that is designed after me, a clownfish. Also, we do get realistic items such as amethyst clusters over here and a bubble coral. The coral is made to be incredibly realistic, and also we do get a photorealistic sky over here, which definitely does look phenomenal. This is how the sunset does look like. It's pretty simple, but it gets the job done, and it is made to be much more realistic. Remember, the downloads can be found in the description down below. Make sure to subscribe. We are trying to reach 200k. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Happy holidays. See you later, French fries.